Hi, I'm Andrew, an entrepreneur and a computer science student,
Hi, I'm Raveen, a psychology major student.
and you're now listening to the Ink Thoughts podcast, where we ponder and talk about incongruous thoughts ranging from our daily life to the human mind.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ink Thoughts podcast. So today, as you can see from the topic title itself, I'm going to talk about forgiving. But actually, I couldn't remember what was the reason that inspired me about this topic. I've written it down in our topic ideas part for quite some time. But today I just feel like talking about it. So here I am. But when we think about forgiving, I think most of the time we often think about forgiving others, forgiving someone else. But the main reason that inspired me to talk about this is that we often forget a person that we need to forgive, which is ourselves. Yeah. So first of all, why is forgiving important? Forgiving is about letting go of those negative emotions, negative thoughts, behaviors, and further replacing them with something positive or a more positive one. Imagine if we never forgive, all this negativity might just keep piling up, and one day it will exceed our threshold and we will no longer able to handle them, right? We will turn into a mess ourselves. I just couldn't imagine if that happened to me. Now, many of you might be thinking, forgiving someone, especially after they did something so hurtful to you, isn't easy at all. Yes, of course, it is not easy. However, forgiving doesn't mean that to minimize or ignore the hurt and harm that has been done. It is for yourself actually. You can't hold on it forever. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to continue building or maintaining the relationship with them if that's so hurtful to you. It only means that you let go of those, like I said, emotions, feelings, and thoughts and behaviors, and let the bygones be the bygones. You let go of the past. And when thinking it from another perspective, it is actually a gift to you. Why? Because you're trying to let go of those negativity and replacing them with a more positive, with more positivity. You save up the space to embrace more positivity in life. This could help in increasing your life satisfaction too. Now, one of the harder part of in the lesson of forgiving us to forgive ourselves. Most of the time, we are our own hardest critic. Do you agree? Take a second to reflect on this. And it is often easier for many people to forgive others than to forgive themselves. So why do people feel hard to forgive themselves? I thought maybe many of us keep talking about self-love, things like this, right? But no, it could be the guilt and the regrets that are associated with the past actions that do not align with one's self-beliefs. People find it hard to accept the fact that they did the wrongdoings. And some people might keep themselves in a cycle of rumination that they think about that over and over again, which trap themselves in a negative cycle of not being able to forgive themselves. Yeah. And another reason could be some people are just not ready for change yet. Because admitting that you did something wrong is the first step of forgiving. Yeah. And change is often associated with pain. It is never easy for change to. You have to go through a full a whole process of up and downs in terms of emotions for it. Yeah. And to do it itself, it's another challenge. So I remember I did talk about mm, the whole process. A whole process of change is we have to go through a few stages, and that is applicable here as well. So why is forgiving yourself or others important then? First thing first, for a better mental health, forgiving could be linked to building a better self-image to yourself, and you generally feel better. It also helps in building and sustaining better and more meaningful or healthier relationship with others, especially after a stronger emotional bond has been made. Yeah. So now, let's learn how to forgive ourselves together then. Firstly, we have to be aware of our emotions. Yeah. Learning to be aware of what we are feeling is important because we need to be aware in order to proceed with regulating how we feel. If you find it challenges, try to label your emotions, your feelings. It could possibly help you and being more aware of how you're feeling. Yeah. Then accept our responsibility. Be honest to ourselves and accept that something that we did is our responsibility that had let this situation happen. Sometimes things could be too difficult that we rather choose to make excuses to not face them. But eventually, you have to face it in order to forgive yourself. Facing your responsibility is also a way to show compassion to yourself, actually. Yeah. And of obviously the next step would be showing compassion and kindness to yourself. Yes, you've made a mistake, but everyone in this world do make mistake too. Treat yourself the same kindness that you usually treat others with. Like I said, we are usually the hardest critic to ourselves. So yeah, don't be too hard to yourself. Treat yourself the same kindness that you usually treat others with. Yeah. At this point, you might probably feel guilty. This is completely normal and it could even be a healthy emotions to go through as well. Because accepting what you've done wrong might make you feel like you're a bad person. It can even lead to stronger negative feelings and emotions if they are not resolved. But tell yourself that wrongdoings does not determine who you are. Yeah. Because you're going to change it, that's why you're trying to forgive yourself. And now, after you accept what has happened and now you're ready to make changes and do necessary apology. You can you can apologize to yourself too if you think that helps. Yeah. Fixing your mistake will then never make you wonder if you could have done something better. Yeah. So now after all this, let's all learn from the mistake that we made and try to do better next time. It is a whole journey and it isn't easy at all as I mentioned very early in this episode. You're brave enough to embrace your mistakes and try making positive changes. Let's be kind to ourselves and forgive ourselves. It will lead to better outcomes at the end of the day. Yeah, like I said, it is never easy and you are actually very brave if you're trying to do this. Some people might find it easier to, do it, and some people might find it harder. It could be linked to a lot of different reasons like our past experiences or our upbringings, environment, and things like this. But I'll say it is an important part in our life, an important lesson that we have to learn. It could take you ages to slowly do it, or some people might just do it in just a few try, but it will all worth it at the end of the day. And we all need to learn how to forgive ourselves for better well-being as well. So yeah, let's try doing this together and hope that we would forgive ourselves easier next time. So I guess that's it for the episode today. Hope everyone have had a great Christmas and a great New Year. And I'll see you guys next time in the upcoming episode. Goodbye. Oh yeah, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed, do share with your friends and family and leave us a review on the Apple Podcast. If you are not using an Apple device, you can leave a review on the Apple Podcast website with a link in the show notes. If you have any feedback or thoughts which you hope that we'll discuss in the future, feel free to email them to us at hello@incthoughts.com, or alternatively, you can send us a private message on our Facebook, Instagram or Twitter with the username of incthoughtspod. Thanks again and see you all next week. Bye bye.